Welcome to our log cabin in the woods. In this episode, we are staining the log walls as well as the door and window trim. Today is October 12th, 2024, and Paul is up on a stepladder staining the upper logs on the front of the house. The ones that are stained on the lower section are what Sarah and I did, and we were just using a brush to brush the stain on. Paul is using a garden sprayer to spray the stain on these upper levels, and then he needs to back brush that with a paintbrush to keep the stain from dripping. We originally tried to staple some plastic on the inside of the windows and doors, but those log walls are so hard that the staples wouldn't hold. So we decided to just go ahead and use our sprayer and our brushes and just go for it. There isn't anything inside the house that we need to worry about getting stain on at the moment. This is October the 14th, and we are still staining wood trim. Now we have 2 workstations set up, and Sarah's working at one by herself, and I'm working at another, and we are still brushing the stain on the trim, and then as it dries, I take it into the garage and set it in there. And Sarah's just keeping an eye on me to see where I'm at right there. But we are working really hard, and there's a lot of trim to get stained for the house. So we're taking the weekend to hopefully get this all done. This is the back of the house. Paul got about 3/4 of it stained. You can see the difference right there. He had to get up on 18-foot tall ladders and lug up the sprayer with the stain and a paintbrush, and he sprayed it, then he brushed it, then he came down, moved the ladder, and did it all over again. So he's been working on that since about 10 o'clock this morning, and it is, I think, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he just needed to quit. And so, almost done with the back. We haven't tackled the sides yet because the ground is slanted there. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, here's the house. You can see the logs here on the side, and then you can see the terrain, how it slopes from the front to the back. You need kind of a level place for your ladder, so we haven't figured that out yet, but both sides of the house are like that, so we'll have to figure that out. And then up at the top here there will be log siding, so that needs to be stained too. That hasn't been delivered yet, but we'll stain that before it goes up. It is October the 20th, and we have more trim to stain. Now, we don't have to stain the logs. Those are pretty much done. So Paul is getting out the sprayer, and he is spraying the boards for us. That'll speed things up. And once he has the stain all sprayed on, then Sarah and I will get in there with brushes and brush that so we have an even coat and there aren't any drips. We have recruited a couple of extra helpers. This is our daughter Hannah and daughter-in-law Julia, and they are going to help us with the staining. This weekend, a couple of our builders have come in and they are shingling the roof for us. Now they have the back roof completely shingled, and now they are working on the front porch as well as the front roof. Now this wood trim is a rough sawn cedar, and one side is smooth and one side is rough. We want to stain the rough side, so Hannah and Julia are going through all the boards and turning them so that the rough side is up. here is the back side of the house, and the staining is all done. So that looks really nice. And here's the roof. Paul got up on the roof with the camcorder, and he's taking video of what the roof looks like. And here are all the boards that are stained so far. We're kind of running out of room, even though we do have more to stain. So we're going to move those off and then put more boards on. And then here are our secondary helpers. These are Hannah and Julia's dogs. And once the boards are dry, we're storing some of them in the garage with the ones that we had stained a couple weekends before. Whatever are remaining, most of those have been used by now. And the rest of them we're going to set aside and let them dry a little bit more before we stack them in the garage. Thank you for watching this episode. We hope you'll join us next time as we continue building our log cabin in the woods.